Today I'm clearing out a storage unit. The winning bid was 50 bucks. I'll have roughly $60 in it after taxes and fees. And we'll go and see what I got. I used to do this 10 or 12 years ago quite a bit, and people like to hear the stories of the items I would find. So this time around I decided to document it and take you along with me. Often it's trash, sometimes it's treasure, but it's always interesting. So let's go see what we got. I'm at the storage unit. The manager is just picking their lock off and opened it up, so let's see what we got. It looks like maybe a sewing machine, a bunch of mystery boxes. What kind of got my attention initially was this painting. I didn't figure it was valuable, but just grabbed my attention, like I said. And now it's damaged too, so that's probably destined for the landfill. Anyway, I'm a little short on time, so I'm not going to do any digging while I'm here. Just going to load it up in the truck, and we'll look at it when I get home. I got the load all in my truck and back home again. I was determined to get it all in one load because this is about 20 miles away. Even though it looks like a lot of stuff, I don't think there's a lot of value, but I guess we'll know here pretty soon. Okay, it's time to sort the finds from the other day, and I'm going to do tag along and see what we found. This one is obviously Christmas kind of stuff. We donated to charity, but it's worth having a look just to see if there's anything worth saving. All right, this bin looks like it's crafting ideas, magazines, kind of a neat book. It's in really rough shape. This is one I think I'll set aside to look at later. Pretty beat up, so I don't think there's any value, but it's kind of cool. Here is a letter from the White House, and I'm going to cover up the recipient's name, but it looks like it came from Bill Clinton, so that's kind of cool. Go back in '97. Set that one aside too. Well, that's kind of cool. Some stickers. I don't know what they mean. I'll have to do some research into that, but those are kind of neat. Set those aside. So I did a little digging, and this was a pretty cool find. It is an old poster and sticker packet from Pearl Jam 10 Club from 2013. So I thought it might be keep kids' artwork. I have to return some of this bin because it looks like it's some personal stuff. But I'll dig through, find what seems like it's a personal item, and see if I can return it to the storage facility. Okay, I think this is mostly what's going to come out of this storage unit. There's a bunch of scrap fabric, and there's an art supply place in a town near here that donates to art students and to teachers. Most of this stuff is just going to get donated straight to those folks. Not just fabric. And there's a sewing machine in here. Well, there you go. That might get 10 or 20 bucks unless I just decide to donate it as well. Okay, here's another box. It's a little bit heavier than the rest. And again, it looks like more safety pins. Lots of kind of cool sewing supplies that I think someone will definitely get some good use out of. Huh. Teeny tiny little miniature ironing board. That's funny. There's a little case for storing your sewing stuff. Okay, just another box full of sewing stuff that, again, I'm sure will make some person very happy. So it's mostly been box after box of fabric. It's going to an artist resource center. This box was a little heavier, so I figured I'd turn the camera back on as we look through it. There's some fabric on top, but underneath it looks like there's something else. Okay, just kind of a decorative thing for sorting pens and paper clips and stuff, I'm guessing. Okay. There's a Studio Art courier bag. Okay, that is more sewing supplies. A couple nice sets of scissors. Lots of sewing patterns. It's kind of a heavy box. My guess is that it's going to be sewing supplies. And my guess is right. And the rest is just patterns, some cutting pads that maybe I could use, magazines. Well, nothing too exciting. Little shelving units. All right. Maybe this will prove to be interesting. No, just a bag of nail polish mostly. Looks like it's all cassette tapes. It's a stack and bowl. Looks like for a toddler. That would have been open, so it'd be a nice donation to somebody. Lastly, a glove and ball, also to be donated. So this box is marked stencils. Pretty good guess. That's probably what's going to be in here. Might dig through here and grab a couple that I find interesting, but most of this is just going to go to that artist resource center. Another quasi mystery box. I don't know because it's split see-through. Again, it looks like, well, that might be an old adult magazine. Yeah, I'm not going to show that on camera. It looks like different art ideas, maybe. This person was obviously a crafter. Oops, some more adult magazines. It's interesting. Maybe I'll shut the camera. Looking through this box, I found some kind of neat artwork. Very colorful, kind of cool. I might have to keep these. Another interesting item from the storage unit that I didn't realize until I unrolled it. And it's a 9-foot long panoramic transparency, I guess. It's made to be installed on the inside of a large window. It's based on a photo that was taken in 1926 at First Avenue in Washington and Phoenix, Arizona. It's very cool. It has a protective film on it, so you don't see it super clear, but once it were to be installed, it would be a pretty cool thing to have. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with it. I don't have any windows that large. But anyway, very interesting. And just to show you, it's a transparency. I'll remove one of these whiteboards that I put behind it to help see it. And like I said, it has a protective film on it that's still kind of obscuring it a little bit. But anyway, cool find. And lastly, I have this little box. Feels like it's empty, but let's see. It is empty. So that pretty much sums up this entire unit. Although there is some good stuff for charity. A couple of keepsakes I might hang on to, give away. But anyway, it was fun to explore. Ended up with quite a bit of bins for the Art Resource Center. And I think I ended up with 3 sewing machines. Don't know if they work, but I'll be donating those. And then I also have about a half a truck full of stuff for our local thrift store. Okay, that's going to do it for this storage unit. I dropped off what I thought they could use at the Art Resource Center, and that's going to wrap things up. Thanks for watching.